Hello, this video is going to be in English. People have different opinions regarding politics, regarding spirituality, and many other things. Now, I am a believer that nobody is completely neutral. If somebody says that he or she is completely neutral, I think they are lying, or they do not want to express their biases or partialities or opinions, whatever it may be. It's not wrong to have an opinion. It's not wrong to have certain affiliations to certain thoughts, whether it be in politics or religion or whatever it may be. That's completely a person's choice. But one thing that we must all try to cultivate, retain, develop, and reinvent every time is the R factor. R stands for rationality. We can be left, right, we can be Hindu, Christian, Muslim, A, B, C, D, whatever it may be, but we have to be rational. The R factor must be there. Now, what's rationality? It's difficult to define such a term, but here in this video, I am going to put forward 17 short points which can be associated with rationality. This list is by no means exclusive, but I am considering some common points. Okay, so let's go through each one of them very shortly. The first one is acknowledging the shadows. All these points are regarding political, religious, or whatever views we may have, and regarding whatever groups we may identify ourselves with. So, everyone or everything can have positive and negative points. It's the understanding and acceptance and acknowledgement of the negative points that I mean by the term acknowledging the shadows. You all know Harari has mentioned this beautiful point in his book 21 Lessons for 21st Century. So we must be ready to acknowledge our shadows in personal life, in public life, and regarding everything that we follow. Everything has shadows, nothing is perfect. Whether we acknowledge it or not, the shadows will persist. So it's better that we acknowledge them so that we can become more rational and we can move on. Denial doesn't take us anywhere in the long term. Second thing, everyone or everything is grey. Everything has positive and negative points. Just because you belong to one religion or a political party, or you choose to continue with one political party, doesn't mean that they are perfect. They are basically having a great shade. They may have positive points, negative points. So do not assume anyone or anything as perfect. Assuming pseudo perfection is one of the common mistakes that we make. Once we assume pseudo perfection, then rationality, it's difficult to be rational when we assume pseudo perfection. So do not do that. Accept the gray shades. Life becomes much more realistic, simple, and straightforward when you accept gray shades. Now, the third point, better package. We are choosing certain options, whether it be politics or many other things, because for us individually, they seem the better package. It doesn't mean that it do not have any bad points or things that we cannot accept. But taking the bigger picture, taking the overall picture, we feel that that's a better package, more good and less evil. We are choosing the lesser evil or the higher, better good. So always remember this. Fourth one, differences are not absolute. Whether it be in any fields, we may differ with people or groups, but it's in the experiential plane only. After a level, if we go above a level, these differences are not absolute. So do not assume the man-made things such as politics and religions. Do not take it as absolute. These differences exist. They have their implications in our usual interactions in our society, but they are not absolute in nature. It's one thing that we acknowledge this, but it's totally other thing that we put this into use in our day-to-day interactions. Sometimes knowingly or unknowingly, we think that these differences are absolute, uncorrectable, etc. That's not fair. So always tell to ourselves that these differences are not absolute. Okay. The fifth one, an opponent is not an enemy. We can have different opinions, and many a time during discussions, direct or indirect discussions, we may have opponents, but these opponents are not enemies. There's a big difference between considering or labeling someone as an opponent and labeling someone as an enemy. We don't have enemies. We may have people who have different opinions. We might have opponents in some fields, but we do not have enemies. Okay. Sixth one is the agree to disagree culture. Two people need not have, and they will not have same opinion on many things. In fact, if people are honest enough, they will disagree in many things. I have read somewhere, if two people agree on all or most of the things, then either one or both of them are lying. So people are different, they will have different opinions. Sometimes every debate doesn't have to reach a definite conclusion. Sometimes we can end at an agree to disagree understanding. We can have different opinions, we can disagree on many things, but we can be good friends and we can be good people in spite of all the differences. Okay, I have done videos separately on some of these topics. Video number 33 talks about this thing, agree to disagree culture. Seventh one is discussability. We must be discussable. If we are adamant in our opinions, then it's difficult to be discussable. We must be discussable so that ideas, the conversations across about ideas can take place. So being discussable is very important. If you are extremely sensitive or if you are intolerant, it's difficult to be discussable. So we must have the proper qualities of tolerance, the ability to listen, the ability to understand, the ability to think about the other person's viewpoints, etc. These are important for being discussable. We must always be discussable in any field. Eighth one, awareness to understand and keep away from echo chambers. This is very important, especially in this social media age. Echo chambers are some places where any different opinion it gets cancelled. Only the same opinion or similar opinions are being expressed. Everyone agrees on all the things. In any field, such echo chambers do not take us anywhere. So if we want to improve individually or in any field, one important thing that we must do is to keep away from all the echo chambers. For that, we must be able to identify echo chambers. Initially, we will feel very pleasant and comfortable in echo chambers because nobody has any difference of opinions with us. Everybody agrees in everything. A pseudo euphoria feeling will come. But if we use our sense properly, we can understand that that's an echo chamber. People must disagree on certain things. If people are not disagreeing, then that's not real. That doesn't take us anywhere. Okay. The ninth point is ask questions. You must always ask questions. I won't say you have to question anything and everything. Today in the woke culture, you want to question everything. I am not a big fan of that. But if something needs to be questioned, if you really feel that some things are to be questioned or need to be questioned, you must have the space and mentality to do that. Any place where questions are not welcome, it's better that there is something wrong about that place. It's better to walk away from that place or oppose that, depending on the situation. Acceptance to questions or tolerance to questions is a very important quality, whether it be for an individual or a group. So always ask questions if and when you feel necessary. The 10th point is dynamic stability. Stability is important. I am not a big follower of chaos. But stability shouldn't be static. It must be dynamic stability. We must be able to, there'll be changes in some conditions, but in spite of that, there must be some basic understanding, basic stability. So rather than static stability, dynamic stability is one quality that we must try to inculcate. Over a period of time, as we gain new ideas, some of our opinions may change, but there are certain core values which we must always retain. So dynamic stability, not static stability, not chaos also. Be careful. Now, 11th one is self-evolution. We must always evolve ourselves. All changes are not bad. If the changes are based on rational thinking, of our wider understanding, or change of circumstances, change of perspectives, then some changes are good. So always self-evolve. Do not get stagnated. Okay. 12th one is brain between ears. Think for yourselves. Everything in any field of life must pass through our brain or our thinking ability or our rationality. Do not swallow, do not believe anything that you overhear, whether it be in any group or from any people. Always think. We have been given the brain for a purpose. So always think. Everything that must pass between our ears should enter our brain and get subjected to rational analysis. 13th one is minimum guarantee. Regardless of any difference of opinions, when we are interacting with people, we must have basic etiquettes, basic tolerance, and some basic qualities. We must be minimum guarantee individuals. Then only we can be discussable. If someone has a different view from ours, if we do not behave with them with a minimal decency, if we cannot offer them a minimum guarantee, then we don't even qualify enough to be good individuals, leave alone rational individuals. So be minimum guarantee people. This topic also I have covered separately in video number 100. Okay. Now 14th one is accountability, clarity, and objectivity. These words explain themselves. We must be accountable for our actions, and the groups and people and ideas that we follow, they must be accountable. They must not be unquestionable. They must be answerable. They must be accountable. They must have clarity, and they must have objectivity as much as possible. Now, 15th one is wide worldview. In fact, this point should have come earlier. If we have very narrow worldviews, if we have a tunnel vision, then it's difficult to be rational. So, having a wide worldview is important. This can be gained by many ways. Interacting with people, reading, following news and just thinking yourself. So by any methods, we must gradually develop a wide worldview. We must never have tunnel vision. 16th one is the honesty to say I don't know about things that we really don't know. To say I don't know honestly, it's not a mean feat. We must really be humble. We must be honest. Then only we can say I don't know. If somebody is able to say I don't know, then I think we have to respect that person. We have to consider that person seriously, because many a times people won't say that word. They will fake knowledge and they will deny ignorance. Nobody can know about everything. So in many cases we don't know, and if we don't know, we don't know. That's it. There's no point in denying that. So I don't know. 17th is the ability to differentiate between facts and opinions, especially while following today's news channels. Many a times it becomes very vague. The boundary, it gets very vague. We cannot differentiate between facts and objectives. So what are facts, what are opinions? Facts and opinions, not objectives. What are facts, what are opinions? We must be able to differentiate between these things. So these are short 17 points regarding being rational. Of course, this is not an exhaustive list. Those who are watching the video, you can add your own points, and if you disagree on any of these points, you can mention it in the comment section. So I think I hope that this video is useful to at least some of you. We must always evolve ourselves and to improve our rationality and become better individuals. The R factor, we must always maintain, uphold and improve on our R factor, rationality. If we maintain that factor, then it doesn't matter if we are left wing, right wing, Hindu, Muslim, Christian, a believer, an atheist, an agnostic, whatever it may be. As long as we are rational, it's good. Thank you. So think about it. Thank you.